Thank you for joining us tonight. I am Chris Lovingood.
And I'm Michelle McConaughey. Duke Energy is standing by the company's decision to implement rolling blackouts for thousands of people over the holiday weekend. The company says it was necessary to protect the grid and prevent even more widespread outages.
WRAL's Keenan Willard is in Chapel Hill, where some customers are questioning the reliability of the grid in severe weather. Keenan.
And Chris, the number one thing that we've been hearing in this area is really concern about what they call a lack of notice on a holiday weekend with 12-degree weather out, that their power was going to be turned off, and more importantly, their heat during this situation with potentially dangerous cold. And we're pressing Duke Energy today for a plan for the company to stop this from happening in the future.
Those proactive outages are part of the system plan. They're a tool in the toolbox that we can use in those extreme situations to manage the grid for the other millions of customers that we serve.
Duke Energy is defending their use of rotating outages over the weekend during a historic winter storm. The company says around 500,000 customers across 6 states had their power shut off on Christmas Eve, saying severe cold and high demand forced the company to make the decision.
What we saw was the temperatures were close to forecast. They were slightly below what we had forecast. The usage was slightly higher than we had forecast. So we'll be looking at those factors to determine how to improve that process.
The move caused immediate concern for some customers in North Carolina who had their power shut off. Some in Chapel Hill say they weren't given notice of the outages and asked about the reliability of the company's power grid during severe weather. On Saturday, Duke Energy asked the public to conserve energy and turn off non-essential lights up until this morning. And today, Duke Energy says the rolling outages are over and it's back to meeting peak demand. But Governor Cooper sent out this statement saying, "I'm deeply concerned about people who lost power and didn't get notice about rotating outages. I've asked Duke for a complete report on what went wrong." Do you feel that the company's plan for this weekend was strong enough going into it, both for the expectation of demand and for the cold temperatures?
I think we felt like going into the events that we had adequate resources to serve customer needs. We saw those conditions change a little bit over the night going into Saturday, and had to make some difficult decisions that to protect the grid.
Duke Energy says they're going to continue to invest in making their grid more resilient against severe weather, and the company apologized for the need to use rolling outages.
But it did protect the grid, and it did serve the way it was designed. We'll just have to look at what learnings there are to further improve that process.
The company also says that part of the issue here, the widespread cold temperatures across multiple states, as we said, 6 of them, nearly 500,000 customers. Because of that, they couldn't just like in normal situations pull power from one of their networks where it was not affected. That was just part of what made this, according to the spokesperson for the company, a once in a 15-year occurrence at least for Duke Energy. They say they are going to continue to work on hardening this infrastructure. Chris.
Something we'll continue to monitor. Keenan Willard joining us live. Thank you, Keenan.